hotel in Kyoto. So we're staying in a Hop In. It's a franchise hotel, I believe, but it's Hop In Kyoto, and it's actually a pretty nice hotel. If you're wondering, this is what I was wearing today. My little thrifted dress. It's kind of, I feel like, a little out of the way from a lot of the stuff, but it's actually just a couple stops from like one of their main shopping markets. But anyways, well, here's a quick room tour. Another tiny room, as you're gonna notice that a lot of the rooms in Japan are gonna be kind of tiny unless you're willing to pay for the bigger room. This is the entrance. Here is the bathroom, which is nice that it's kind of over here because the one in Ginza, it was like constantly in our way. So a nice little bathroom situation. And that doesn't mean on. You walk in, here's a TV, a little mini bar desk. We noticed that the fridges here don't get that cold. Like, we'll leave our water bottles in there all night and like they're just kind of whatever. But I'm also noticing a lot of their stuff isn't like super duper cold. Like when we go in for their AC, for how hot it is, for me, it's obviously fine overall, but it actually is still pretty warm, like and stuff like that. So anyways, this is the bed. By the way, this is a double bedroom. So I think they have like a twin size, and then you have like a little closet situation. So as I don't know if I mentioned it, but we did our luggage transfer, and because we at our hotel in Ginza, that we did it in the afternoon, it's not gonna get here till tomorrow. So thankfully we have two sets of clothes. The only unfortunate part is I did start my period, so we have enough pads to last us, I believe, till tomorrow, and hopefully our luggage will get here in the morning, maybe, crossing fingers. Yeah, we were kind of out all day, like literally since we kind of got in, which is around 10, and it's now 5:30, and we were gonna try to stay out long enough to get dinner in that really busy, I think it was like Nishiki Market, but we just wanted to check in, and being my period, I kind of wanted to be back and at least freshen up a little bit. But I don't think I've spoken to y'all since the last I spoke to y'all, which was yesterday, I believe, because we've just been running around all morning. So I woke up we went to sleep at like 10, maybe 11 yesterday, and I woke up at 6. So this one doesn't have microwave. Oh, this hotel doesn't have microwave like the other hotel. Woke up at like, not even 6, I'm sorry, 5, and couldn't go back to sleep. So we were just like, hey, let's take advantage of that. We're up early and let's go check out these temples and stuff, because a lot of people say it's better to go when it's not as busy in the morning. So we went to the Arashiyama forest, bamboo forest. It's actually a lot smaller than I thought, unless we just didn't do the whole thing, but it's smaller than I thought. And I mean, it was still really nice, still really serene. It was fairly empty, but actually honestly a lot more people there, a lot more people than I thought would be there. At like, we got there like 7, I think, like 7 in the morning, and yeah, it was like way more people than I thought that would be there that early. But still fairly empty. I am curious to know how busy it gets later on. And then we were gonna try to check out, I forgot what it's called, but it's the temple that has like one of the shrines is made out of a like gold leaf paper. And we finished Arashiyama like at like I think we got there even before 7. So because we left at like, I think we were trying to leave like close to 8, and our taxi driver was just like, that one is open till 9, like, do you still want to go? And we swear we thought it was like 24 hours. So we were just like, okay, because I was gonna save Fushimi Inari, because I heard a lot of people say that, like, you know, there's a lot more better temples out there. And because I was in a panic, we were already in the taxi, I was just like, okay, like, let's just go to Fushimi Inari, because we know that one's 24 hours. So we went to Fushimi Inari. That one was actually fairly busy for, I think it was like 8:30. That one was fairly busy, and it got just busier, like way busier, as we were leaving, which was around like 9:30, 10, almost 10. And then I finally, as you saw, got my Glanto rings. We legit got there at 10. It was like kind of rainy, and I was just like, there's no line, and I was like, I don't want to wait an hour, so let's go do something. We ate a quote-unquote breakfast / lunch, and then there was still no line at like 10:30. They open at 11. So we got coffee, and we finished coffee at like 10:45, and there was a long line, and I was so irritated, because I was just like, we got here an hour early only to be waiting like way longer than we needed to, because if we lined up at 10, at least it was like an hour wait, and then we get in. This one was, we waited about an hour and a half to get in, and then we got our stuff. But I got 2 rings, 1 brass, 1 gold, because I do prefer to have, like, you know, a gold item. And then Jason got a brass item, and because the thicker rings, they only go to a certain size, so he got a brass and a silver. So I was a little bit tired. We weren't super hungry because we had our brunch, then from 7-Eleven back at the hotel, because our luggage is here. Jason's taking off the plastic that's on our luggage service. Honestly, okay, so if you ever come to Japan and you are going across like major cities like that, the luggage delivery service is honestly so cool. I wish we had stuff like that in the States. I mean, I don't know when I would need it, but since we're pretty car dependent there. I've tried a bunch of the different like coffees at the 7-Elevens. I want to try a couple. This has actually been my favorite so far, and I think it is a franchise that they have here, because I saw it in Ginza. So that was on us. We did the luggage delivery like near the end of the day, so we missed the pickup time. So we could have had our luggage here yesterday, which would have been like a bit more worth it. but because we decided to do the service a little later, that was on us. It got here a day later, and then because we needed to go back to Tokyo, because we don't need it when we're going to Mount Fuji for the night, we're sending it back tomorrow. 3 luggages was like $50 to send it the first time. Hello. We were considering doing the public bath that the hotel has. I'm assuming it's kind of almost like an onsen, so I was like, I figured it's supposed to be like hot, and I was like, I'm not up for that right now. They didn't say anything about our tattoos for booking the hotel, but no big tattoos for the public bath. I just want to show you guys. So as mentioned, I was on the hunt for a vintage item while in Japan, or new, just because the prices here are a little cheaper with the yen conversion. But then I was really leaning towards vintage. I had a wish list, and honestly, I've encountered some of the items on my wish list, and a lot of them are, all of them were way over my price range that I thought they would be. I also took the risk because I didn't even check out Shinjuku yet, but it is from the store. What is it called, honey? Oh, here it goes. Komeihyo? Komeihyo? So I looked up 2nd Street and Kindle, and those were all the ones that were either suggested or popped up whenever I looked up vintage shopping. One, I feel like the variety didn't seem like as much as I thought there would be, and then also the prices were just a lot higher than what I thought I would get some certain items for. But then I walked into 2 actually. The other one I forgot. It's called like J something. I'll put it in down here. That one I walked into actually had really good prices as well. From what I was able to find, especially because they were having like a sale. Their sale section had a really nice selection of things. There was a mini Loewe puzzle, and a mini Loewe puzzle was one of the things I really wanted as well. And I like told them I'll think about it, and I walked away, and then I walked into the store. Cause like the mini Loewe was going for 1,600 USD. And from like researching online, I've seen them going for 1,900 plus, and then brand new it's $2,600. The item I got was the Palm Springs Mini in reverse. If y'all know my story, I bought this years ago in store. I walked in, this is when it was like really coveted. You couldn't find the Palm Springs Mini anywhere. I walked in randomly, and I was just like, for funsies, do you guys have a Palm Springs Mini? And they're like, yes, actually we have one in reverse. And I was like, oh, what do I do? It was like a year after I graduated, and you know, I bought the bag on a whim. Had it for like a couple of days, and I think I just had like this huge guilt eating up inside me because I obviously was not prepared to make that big of a purchase. After like much thinking, I decided to return it. She was just like, oh, don't worry, this is gonna sell right when you walk out the store. Like, that's how like hard it was to find at the time. So the first price I saw with tax was 1,800, and I was debating on that price for a really long time. I was saying, Jason, I was like, what do I do? I was like, I really like the mini Loewe, but I am a backpack girly at heart. The mini was so cute, but I think to my knowledge the strap isn't adjustable, so I was a little hesitant about how it fit over me. But in the States, the reverse resells for like maybe 2 to 3. So Jason's like, yeah, like the tax-free price is actually a conversion of like $1,600. So after much thought, and I was looking at it, I decided to get the Palm Springs Mini, which after years of waiting, I got it for cheaper than what I got it for. Yeah, like I'm just so happy to have this back in my collection because I wouldn't necessarily say I regret returning it, but at the same time, like I was so excited to find this, and for again cheaper than what I bought it for.
¿Cómo se van a quitar? Llevan ahí 20 minutos y van a seguir. La carriola está ahí en el suelo.
We are now in the evening of our last day in Kyoto. So tomorrow we are taking the Shinkansen to a place called Mishima, and from there we are catching a bus to go to Lake Kawaguchi. I think it's Lake Kawaguchi, but the full name is Fuji Kawaguchiko, I believe. So it's gonna be a pretty long day tomorrow because it's a 2-hour Shinkansen ride and then a 1-ish to 1.5-hour bus ride. I didn't really think it through when I first considered doing Mount Fuji. If you're ever curious, that is the route if you are considering from Kyoto. A lot of people tend to say that you're more better off going to Mount Fuji from Tokyo. But we found our way, and then we're just gonna bus it back to Shinjuku. We're only there for the day. We're just gonna now settle in for the night. We had dinner, as you saw, at Ichiran Ramen, which is the really popular viral spot where you can eat by yourself, but it's actually not as quiet as people make it seem to be. We both felt like it was pretty okay ramen. We can see that it's a place for people go there quickly to go eat and just kind of sit by themselves. Which I already knew that people said that it wasn't the best ramen in the world, but I did want to experience it regardless. So I'll see you guys in, by that point, I think, Mount Fuji. Bye.